What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with, once again, the Nintendo Switch firmware update 6.0, but it has been data mined this time. So what that essentially means is that Nintendo has already kind of put the update on there, and then hackers have been able to kind of look in and see what it's going to have. Now here's the thing, Nintendo might not have put everything in there, so there could be some stuff that is not reflected in what we're going to be talking about. Actually, I would guarantee that, because I think Nintendo knows, especially after every single time they do an update, data miners go in there, they know not to put kind of everything. But yes, this is going to be some of the stuff that you could see, and probably the most interesting thing out of the whole lot is the fact that Nintendo has like these profile images or profile icons, more like it, official icons for NES, Super Nintendo, Famicom, and Super Famicom controllers. So that does seem to suggest that Nintendo will be adding in some type of extra controllers, or they're going to be releasing some type of controllers that are based on each one of those platforms. So that's pretty interesting, because that could get us a whole new combination potentially of Joy-Cons or actual controllers with that. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. There are some other things in here, like we have some Captain Toad icon updates. That's pretty cool, one for Toad and Toadette. And there's also support for the Nintendo Switch Online service, including save data, the cloud save data backup, we know about that. But it does seem like the tagline for this whole thing is, quote, more games, more features, more fun. So I do think that the whole more features part, that needs to be expanded upon. And what does Nintendo consider that to be? Of course, you have the NES games, you have some of the other stuff, they have the app that you can use for voice chat, but what other features are they talking about? Could that be included in messaging that was rumored as well that we discussed recently? I think all of that eventually will become part of it. This is the groundwork, the basis for Nintendo's online going forward, because pretty much every single generation, Nintendo has just kind of winged it when it came to online, right? I don't think there's ever been a generation where Nintendo took actual online play with servers or online play with its users seriously. It seems like it was always some type of byproduct or type of side thing. It's like, okay, well, yeah, online for us is going to be Miiverse. Like, that's going to be a huge part of the online experience, but Miiverse is clunky. Miiverse is slow. Miiverse needs to be booted up. Miiverse disconnects you from your actual game at times and disconnects you from your main dashboard. It's not quick enough. And then with the Wii, it was like, oh yeah, we have like the friend codes that's kind of in there, which is more intrusive. People talk about the friend codes on the Switch. The Wii friend codes were way more intrusive and how that worked. So then you had that, and that kind of messed things up. Yes, there was messaging in there, and yes, there was voice chat with the Wii Speak channel, but once again, not a lot of support for those things, kind of segmented and separated. So I think this will be the first connected system Nintendo's going to have in a while, where everything is kind of built in right there at some point. They'll get to that point. I don't think it's all going to be at launch, but I think they're going to eventually get to that point, and it's going to be the groundwork for what they're doing with the Switch and the hybrid type of mentality. But that's just my thought process on the matter. I think that all this stuff is very interesting. We should find out very soon when that update is going to go live. We should know everything that goes into that update. Obviously, once we get that, then we'll be able to see what's going down with it. Nintendo Switch Online is dropping in the second half of September, so it's not going to be long here, guys. We're almost in there, so just hang tight, and we'll see what happens with everything. So what do you guys think about the data mines with this and the potential of having some new controllers being added into the mix for the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving to the next topic here, we have an amazing looking RPG being announced for the Nintendo Switch, in addition to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. This is a sci-fi action RPG, and something that you wouldn't expect from the publisher Tinybuild, but yo, this game's actually coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2019. So Tinybuild will publish Hellpoint, a sci-fi action RPG set in the aftermath of a massive quantum cataclysm developed by Cradle Games for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Mac, Linux, via Steam, and also the Nintendo Switch as well. So here's an overview of this game, because it has me really intrigued. Introducing Hellpoint, a dark, arduous action RPG for PC and consoles, brought to you by Canadian developers Cradle Games. Embark on a soul-conjuring journey aboard a derelict space station and figure out the twisted series of events that led to an occult quantum catastrophe. Hunt or be hunted by insane mobs, dedicated daemons, and deep space monsters, all under the constant watch of the black hole. Here are the key features in the game: a new occult sci-fi universe, explore the enigmatic arid Novo space colony, and piece up hints to unravel stories of conspiracies, strange experiments, and cursed rituals. A revolutionary world. The quantic system based on a station 21 hours orbit cycles creates a variety of dynamic events which can be sought and raided to discover new depth to the story. Intense strategic action combat. Craft weapons and special skills. Use tactic and reflexes to outwit your enemies. Learn to avoid death lurking around every corner. Have faith in others. Venture alone, with, or against others in multiplayer, and dedicate your character to a cult. So there's going to be PvP and there's going to be co-op in there. So nice, seems very interesting and stacked what they're doing with this type of game. So here are some of the other features of the game. Surprise your opponents by forging your very own supernatural skill using our revolutionary power crafting system. Find your own balance of risks and rewards by performing strange rituals that affects the power and resilience of enemies. Plan and commit to your own network of quantic fast travel checkpoints, but think carefully as quantity is limited per playthrough. The path you take inside the open world level design determines which enemies take control of various parts of the station, or which cosmic gods will accept to challenge you. A special take on a new Game Plus design leaves you wondering if you truly discovered the real secret of Hellpoint. So as you guys are seeing here, we have this trailer going, and once again, the combat looks really good. The graphics are obviously much better than what you'd expect, what Tiny Build usually brings out to the Nintendo Switch. Kind of reminds me of like more of an RPG take, I guess, on Dark Souls. This is very much kind of like a Dark Souls type of experience, it looks like, but just more RPG-ish on there. But I think that's what they're kind of trying to go with this game Hellpoint, and I'm completely down for that, because like Dark Souls, to me, it is like an action RPG, but to me, there's just so many things that makes it like more of just like an action, or it's even its own type of game. And this game Hellpoint, with what they're doing with the crafting and the new Game Plus and everything that they're talking about here, seems a lot more appealing to me than like a Dark Souls, which I love Dark Souls, guys. I think it's great. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, I used to play those games, but this definitely seems like it's more of my style of game and what I would like to play. I like all of the crafting and the RPG stuff. That seems like it's going to be a core like part of the game, whereas with Dark Souls, I've seen people just run through and not do anything, not upgrade a thing at all. So I'm liking this. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's coming to Nintendo Switch, which is amazing. These are the type of games that didn't come to the Switch beforehand, whether it was an independent developer getting picked up by a publisher or not. This type of stuff just didn't come to the Wii U. Didn't really see a ton of that on 3DS. So to get stuff like this on the Nintendo Switch is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of this game in 2019. So what do you guys think about Hellpoint for all the different systems here? PC, Mac, Linux, it's coming out to everything 2019. Tiny Build is taking care of this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, we have some Capcom news to go over, and guys, I won't spend too much time on this because I think it's just silly. Capcom always says silly things, and this is one of them. So apparently Mega Man X9 is dependent on the success, or they kind of hinted that that's what they kind of needed to see. They need to see Mega Man 11 do well in order to see Mega Man X9 come out. So the Mega Man 11 developer Tsuchiya Kazuhiro visited Taiwan to present the game Mega Man 11 to the Chinese media. Now, when asked about another entry in the Mega Man X series at the press conference, he did clarify that there isn't one in development, and he said that he can't say they're doing nothing, but Mega Man X sequel depends on the reception to Mega Man 11. So this is just one of those things where it's like part PR, part like Capcom. You know, this is totally Capcom, because based on this statement, it tells me it's like, man, they're pretty much developing Mega Man X9, but they want to sit there and tell you, oh, well, you know, if you want Mega Man X9, you got to buy Mega Man 11. But they could already have the plans and going to be doing Mega Man X9 no matter what, because he did state that they can't say that they're not doing anything, but it's not in development. So he's like teetering back and forth. It's like, okay, something is going on there, but exactly how much and what. And he wants to kind of push the Mega Man X fans like, hey, make sure you go out there and buy this so you can get this, but we might get that no matter what. I mean, it's a classic case of like Bandai Namco asking people in the PR or their Twitter or whatever to port beg for Dragon Ball FighterZ on Switch, despite them already planning to do Dragon Ball FighterZ on the Nintendo Switch, you know, for the positive PR buzz, or to kind of push the sales for people to double dip. Okay, well, let me practice now, then I'll also get the Switch version later, which many people did. So it just kind of reminds me of that just a little bit, but at the same time, like, it is what it is. Capcom is always going to say things like this. I think that Mega Man X9 will come no matter what. I think that Capcom, in all of these years that they have been doing nothing with the Mega Man franchise, I guarantee you there's already an outline and a basis of what they want to do since they got the idea for Mega Man 11. We just kind of have to wait and see, and obviously they want more people to buy Mega Man 11, make more money, also that can be put into Mega Man X. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that I think that Capcom is trying to maneuver with this statement, but at the same time, once again, it's Capcom. I'm used to it. I'm not surprised. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens from this one here. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed? We have Mega Man. We also have this new RPG Hellpoint, in addition to the data mining of Firmware Update 6.0 for the Nintendo Switch. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages, and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.